Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SMB's F1 series here for round 7 at COTA. With flowing turns, elevation changes, and a series of close-knit turns, COTA brings on an interesting challenge to these drivers that demand speed and grip. There are 20 turns on this track, and it's going to be wild. We already have overcast, a little foggy out here. These drivers are looking to hit around 1:32 seconds. It's going to be a wild one tonight. I'm pretty excited for it. But COTA is a very demanding track, something that these drivers are really going to have to work for in order to get those good laps in. We are in qualifying right now. There already is a caution in Sector 3, right before that Sector 2. But for practice, the times that we were looking for was a 1:32. Rangers was on top of the board. Justin was in second. Hawk in third. Cultures and Bloomy all at the top of the board. That was going to be your top 5. I'm kind of curious if we can see a 1:32 here in qualifying. We had a lot of 1:33s, 1:34s, and 1:35. So it's going to be very, very close tonight. I hope you guys are all doing good. We got 28 laps here in Texas tonight. A few people out on track. Rangers is one of them. A lot of guys on their out lap. 18 drivers slated to grid. That is a full field at this challenging track. Next week, we're going to see for round 8. It is going to be Azerbaijan. That's a hard one to say. But that is going to be round 8, and then these guys will have a bye week in between 8 and 9. Rangers looking really strong out here. He has won every single round except for the second one. That is the biggest story here as far as wins go. Mayer won the second race in Australia. Rangers has won every single other one. So if you're out in chat, I want to hear what you think. Will we see Rangers win here tonight? I think the strategy for tires is going to be either a 1-stop, mediums to hards, or 2-stop. It could be a couple of different strategies for a 2-stop. So we'll see what they do. But I would imagine a lot of these guys are going to be on soft tires right now. Yeah. A little over 14 minutes left in qualifying. Plenty of time, plenty of track time to get that out there. Rangers already with a 1:32.1. Just absolutely bringing it out here. I'm curious if the overcast weather is kind of helping with the grip, helping these guys get the traction that they need to bring out those faster laps. 1:33 with JC. 1:33.4, 1:33.461 for Culture. Extremely close for him. Jacob in fourth with a 1:33.9. Abyss with a 1:34.3. 6 is going to be J Mac Attack with a 1:35.004. We have Stanton Drums in 8th with a 1:35.0. Justin moves up the board into second. He was one of the fastest ones. He was the first one to hit a 1:32 in practice. So we'll see what he does here. But you guys, I'm starting to see rain out on track. This is going to change a lot for these drivers. We have not had a lot of rain in these races, but here we are. The rain is out. Justin going through the grass here. These guys gonna have to get on those rain tires if it increases a little bit. Take a look on board with JC in that JC 12. We'll see what he can do out there. Team AlphaTauri for him has had a good season so far. Speaking of which, let's take a look at the points so far. Sober David, what's up? Just starting to rain, not scheduled to stop before the end. Race, okay, so Race is set to be dry throughout. Okay, okay. We have two different things though, David. Is it gonna rain or is it not? Because I think your first one, if I'm reading it right, says... Yeah, okay. So race should be okay. Qualifying, it's gonna be a little bit of a challenge, but these guys, some of them have already gotten a pretty fast lap, so as far as qualifying goes, they should be okay. Rangers is out there in points. Driver standing 136. Mayor of Bag City is in second with 100 points. Leave Justin in third with 79. Skyland has 61. JDM Culture sitting P5 with 48 points. JDM Hawk with 47 points, 1 point behind in 6th. Jacob with 37 points, Hokey Fan with 36. In 9th, we have JC with 19 points. And the top 10 is going to round out Bloomy with 17 points. Let's go find some of these drivers out on track. I have not been able to see Flow Dog out here on track. It's great to have him tonight. The last time we did have him, I was unable to be there that night. Gary from Canada on those wet tires. Interesting strategy from him. Definitely will be a little bit slower lap times for that specific tire. Oh, quali on Saturday, a race on Sunday. So get the rain out of your system. There we go. Race should be sunny. Good to go. Thank you, David. Hope you do well out there tonight. A lot of these guys on softs, pretty much everyone except for 3 drivers. David, who is speaking in the Twitch there, he's on the medium tires along with Hawk. The only other driver that is not on softs is Gary from Canada, and he is on those wet tires. Most of these guys on pit road, very interesting to see. Probably working on their strategy, working out the tire details. You can see Hokey Fan out here. He's on board with a P13 right now with a 136.4. Bloomy, who was just out, he has a 137.7. Justin looking really, really fast tonight. Looking pretty good with a 133.4. He got that early on. We do have a caution out there in Sector 2. Let's take a look. That's either Mayor or Jacob. Looks like it's going to be Mayor. We'll see what these guys are doing on pit road. I'm kind of curious. What do you have to change? What are they doing? We see a couple of guys changing from mediums back to softs. Gary is one of those. David's still on those mediums, but most everyone on pit road except for Mayor. COTA is definitely a challenging track. I mean, you really have to maneuver your way through these corners and really watch those penalties. We saw a lot of penalties being handed out last week, so we'll see what happens this week here at COTA. I know the J-Mac Attack was talking earlier, and he's like, I'm getting no less than, I think he said 21 penalties or 21-second penalty. Let's hope not. Let's hope not. Every last driver out on pit lane except for Hawk now. Gary from Canada is also out. Let's see how these drivers do. It is a gamble. I mean, luckily these guys do know that for the race it will be dry. So right now you just kind of have to deal with the rain. So I think that's what these drivers are kind of going through. They have, a lot of these guys have their fastest lap that they're going to get. A few of them want to get a better lap, but they don't want to have to be stuck on intermediates going into the race. So I think a lot of these guys are choosing to stay on pit lane. track is very, very quiet. Another driver chooses to come out, possibly. Couple of takers out there. Turn 1, lap 1 is going to be a thing tonight. I say that in every single, I call that every single race. Turn 1, lap 1. You have 18 drivers going into the, Abyss, just trying to head out there, already having issues in the rain. Ah, man, brutal. Some of the drivers choosing the intermediates. Now, from what I understand, the top 10 drivers, they have to stay out on the tires that they chose for qualifying. So I do believe that is why some of these drivers are choosing to stay on pit lane. They do not want to go into the intermediates, especially if they know it's not going to rain. Qualifying being on one day and the race being on another, no point in wearing out your tires and going on a wrong tire compound when you need those intermediates for this rain. Guys past 10 don't have to worry so much about that, so they can try to improve their lap times and see what happens there. Mayor of Bag City, man, as soon as we go out to these guys, it's tough. Out on his outlap, spun around. So sector 1, sector 3, we do have some cautions. Let me know if you're out there watching. What is your favorite track? I don't have a lot of experience on F1, but man, it is a lot of fun from the tracks I have tried. 28 laps tonight, so quite a few laps for these guys to make up positions, do what they need to do, and feel out the tires, see what they need to get. Last night we had a giveaway. It was so much fun. I want to thank you guys for tuning in last night too. We handed out 2 license plates, 5-place grid penalty collision. Gary out there with a collision, so unfortunate. That's tough, very, very tough. But we had a 4K giveaway. We do it every single time and throughout. Interesting. It just kicked me out. That's the first. We'll get back in, hopefully. I have never had that happen. We'll get back in, though. All right. They still have a little over 3 minutes out there. Plenty of time. We are back in it, you guys. No worries. Thank you, Dion, for the invite there. All right, a 132.1. Immediately, Rangers got that. Pretty incredible. Leaf Justin with a 133.4. He was the first one to get a 132 in practice. So close here. And qualifying, but with this rain, that definitely is hurting the chances for these guys to get that fast lap. Rain is definitely going to slow these guys down. The track is definitely saturated at this point. So I'm not sure how much more they can get out of their lap times as of right now. All right, we're going to start a prediction out here tonight. Who will win tonight? Rangers, Mayor of Bag City, Culture, or someone else? We'll see what happens. think it's going to be a close one, and this really changes up things because you're getting used to how the rain feels and everything out here. Meanwhile, while the race is going to happen pretty soon here in less than 2 minutes. Yeah, we have Mayor of Beck City losing it right there. J-Mac attack, he's out there. But as you're getting used to these conditions, you're going to have a whole different set of conditions to worry about as the race starts. 18 drivers are set to grid out here. It's going to be a lot of people in a different condition of what they're used to right now. It's going to be a wild one. It's going to be a fun one. But boy, oh boy, these guys are going to have to watch out. Racer Wreck, what's up? How are you? We had such a fun night last night. These guys are at COTA in Texas. Rainy weather. We'll see what they can do in race. It should clear up. I'm thinking it's going to. It's scheduled to. 50 seconds left on the board. So far we have Rangers out here in first. We have Justin in second. JC in third, Culture in fourth, Skyland in fifth. We have Jacob in sixth, Mayor of Bag City in seventh, who is second in points, won one race so far this season. Abyss in eighth, J-Mac Attack in ninth with a 135.004. Stanton Drums is going to round out the top 10 with a 135.0. Hawk is going to be 11th, Flow Dog in 12th. Hokey Fan in 13th, and Bloomy out there in 14th. Couple of these drivers not in their car, Gary and Woozy. Not sure what happened to these guys, but time is up. They have 3 minutes to finish what they were doing. We'll see what happens. Racer, yes. Today is another amazing day. I'll tell you what, yesterday I got absolutely fried. Absolutely fried. I feel like a little lobster. All right, 2 minutes under 20 seconds. We'll see what these drivers do. Look at that rain. Look at that crowd. Stan Drums out there still. Ah, man, that is such difficult conditions. We'll see what he can do. A lot of these drivers are on intermediates. Our top 5 drivers very confident in where they are. They're fine with where they're sitting. They chose not to change their tires and not to come back out on track. They did not want to chance anything out there. You can see Stanton Drums really fighting the conditions. Super slick. This is wild. Yes, I'm a red lobster. A rock lobster. Here they go. Tomorrow returns a sunny day. These drivers will have sunny weather, no rain whatsoever. Ranger's gonna start on pole, leave Justin in second. JC in third, Culture in fourth, and Skyland gonna round out the top 5. Our top 10 drivers will start out on softs, it looks like. Good deal for them. Couple of the drivers did choose 7th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. All had intermediates on. I'm curious how that works. It looks like Hawk is going to start out on mediums, so intermediates may not be an issue for some of these drivers that chose to try out on that. It's going to be interesting. One of our biggest fields, though, for this season. 18 drivers. Quite the crew tonight. Very excited to see how these guys do. They will go out and make a formation lap. You can see the drivers' names on the board there. Teammates, Rangers, and the J-Mac Attack. Culture. And David out there. Some of these guys have known each other for so many years. Pretty cool to see, actually. We are on, I do believe, I'll have to verify this, but I'm pretty sure it's our 5th season for F1 series. All of the leagues that we have, all the numbers run together. I think our Cup series is like on season 8, IndyCar, around season 6 or 7. It's bananas. It's bananas. Always a lot of fun out here. Rangers will lead us off on pole. Justin will be on the outside. All right, we'll get the telemetry and everything set for these guys. I think we're good to go. It's going to be a great race. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you had a great day. Or as Racer Rex says, an amazing day. I painted chairs today. That was my big project I had to do. It was like an all-day thing, too. It was a lot of fun, though, to see the outcome. So I am ready for tonight's race. Ready to get this started to see how it goes. COTA is a hard track, though, man. I'm telling you, it's quite the challenge. These guys are going to have a wild, wild night. If we can make it, I always say this, you guys, but if we can make it past turn 1 on lap 1, this race will fly by. They will go green for a long time. We're going to have a couple of packs. I always say that too. These drivers, how they qualify is usually the packs that we see within the race. So that'll be interesting to find out tonight. A lot of 133s, a lot of 134s and 35s. So I think we're going to see quite a few packs throughout here. It is. I am not. If I have something to do, I do not like waiting to do it. I have to get it done. Like, I want to see it done. I want to get it accomplished. So that's how I go. I'm not a procrastinator. It makes me too nervous. All right, these guys are lining up, getting ready to go. Next week at Azerbaijan is going to be a wild one also. 28 laps tonight. We had word that Ferrari Nut, he might have been out here. I do not see him out here though. 18 drivers. The max you can get out here is 20. All right, these guys are ready to roll. Let's see how it starts here. Getting ready to get lined up. And the lights are out at COTA. Let's go racing for 28 wild laps. Already a couple of penalties as we head into turn 1. Look at these guys. Already an incident heading in there, but we are still green, still racing here. Absolutely incredible, going 3 and 4 wide through these corners. These S's are insane, you guys. I don't know how these drivers managed to do this. Migrating host does not sound great. Hopefully we can get Dion back in here, as I do believe he is the host. A couple of connection issues. Let's take a look. Rangers out here in the lead, just doing a great job. You can see him just on it. 8 to 11 laps, 17 to 20. 2 stop scheduled, so we'll see how long they last here tonight. Justin has some company behind him. He's got JC and Culture directly right there. Hawk not too far behind. Let's go on board with JC. These guys are going to have to take it easy through these first sets of corners on this first lap. Trying to get a feel for that car. Trying to see how it feels around and behind other drivers. Already, Rangers has a 2-second gap. Rangers with a 136.8 starting off here. So extremely close, these drivers, and a long train as we go to lap 2 of 28 on top of each other. Top Gear, yes, Rangers killing it again, and it has just started. Dion gets back onto the driver's seat. We'll see where he ends up, currently sitting P17. Phenomenal run by Culture so far, sitting P4. Not letting these guys out of sight. He's got some competition going right there with Hawk directly side by side. These guys just going at it, heading into the corner. Take a look. Hawk makes the pass for fourth. He passes up Culture. Fantastic power move by Hawk. Mayor of Bag City, we've seen him with such a strong season so far, winning one race and always in competition for the top 5. A really tough race for him last week. Up front and ran into some trouble. Ended up in the back, had to race his way through. A lot of penalties for him throughout that race really hurt him. Woof, what's up? Hope you're doing well. DRS is now enabled after lap 2, if I can talk. Abyss already out, not sure what happened to him, but I imagine that is what brought out the virtual safety car. Our first of the night. Low Dog gets a drive-through penalty. His second race with us here. Out there with Williams Racing. The first time we saw him out here, we were unable to announce it that night, but I've known Nick for a long time. Low Dog. Great guy. Hope he does well out here tonight. Heading on to pit road. Oh, man. I can tell you guys, I can hear these drivers. I'm in Discord with them. And I can hear a little bit what they're saying. I have them turned down, so I can actually concentrate on what I'm doing. But yeah, a couple of drivers with some issues out here. Back to green once again. Rangers with a 3.6 second lead. JC in second. Look at the crew directly behind him. These guys are just chasing the rabbit, trying to close up that gap from second all the way up to 7th. These guys are just on top of each other. Let's go back to the race. This is 7th right here. Skyland on board with him. Right on the heels of Mayor of Bag City, who looks like he's trying to make a move on Justin. Let's move up a spot. An intense battle. This goes all the way up to 2nd place. Absolutely incredible driving here by these drivers. Bloomy with a 5-second penalty, speeding in pit lane. Stanton on pit road also. Some of these drivers are spread out once we get to 10th and on, but man, this battle all the way through the field to 10th is completely insane. On board would leave Justin, Aston Martin for him, right behind Culture, who is in 4th. Justin having a great couple of races. I did not get a chance to talk to him in his confidence level of tonight's race, but doing great so far. Trying to feel out the car, making sure it feels okay heading into the corners here. So many corners, you really have to be technical with this. The flowing S's back and forth, you have to find the fastest way around that without cutting the track whatsoever. Penalties are handed out like candy here. Insane. Hawk, a 136.6. No penalties just yet except for Bloomy. Racer, it's wild. A little bit of a gap starting to form between these guys, but let's go up to Culture. You can see him here, man. A couple of drivers in front of him, a little gap behind him, and then a few more drivers. A very, very congested track. A lot of packs that we have out here. BK Doug, how are ya? You're rooting for the Ferraris out here. Let's go up to our leader. Rangers, our leader, a 4.7 second lead. He has absolutely dominated this race and pretty much the entire season. Only one other driver has a win out here this season, and that would be 5th place right now. Mayor of Bag City. We do have a caution out in Sector 1. Trouble. Let's see who that's for. Looks like it was for Woozy, who is back on the track. Flow Dog. Having an unfortunate night tonight so far for Williams. Rangers just on the run. Hawkins 2nd. Culture just makes a pass for 3rd, puts JC in 4th. Teammates in real life, I should say, JDM, Hawk, and Culture. 2nd and 3rd, they are not teammates in this league, however. Woof, the Titanic flute. It is. It's beautiful, isn't it? Faster Kiko, what's up? Yes, I stream all the time. It's great to see you out here. Hope you're doing well. F1, I'll tell you what, I don't know anything about F1. I need to start watching it. So they were like, you should totally announce it. Here I am. I'm announcing. You guys are gonna have to help me out if you know anything about F1. I'm learning. I'm still learning. But so much fun. These guys are just on top of each other. The racing is phenomenal. We have had one VSC so far. Lap 6 of 28, and Rangers is just gone. You can see a little bit of a gap between Culture and Hawk, but man, oh man, Mayor of Bag City. He can be pretty aggressive. He is not one to just hang around and save those tires much. He is trying to make his way through traffic, and so far, he has done so. We'll see what he can do, but sitting P4, he's looking to make more moves. He wants to beat Rangers once again. He's going to have a hard time doing so, as they are still increasing that gap. 5-second gap between Rangers and 2nd place of Hawk. This guy is on it, I'm telling you. Look at him going through these S's. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. The lines that these drivers take, the stability that they have, maneuverability, making their way through. Props to them, absolutely. Skyline about 3 seconds off from JC. They are starting to split up a little bit more. Justin falling back to 7th. He started off very strong, was on the front row starting. I'm not quite sure what happened to him. Maybe trying to save the tires, maybe ran into some issues. Not quite sure. We had the virtual safety car but he is settled back in 7th. J-Mac Attack directly behind him in 8th. A 3-second time penalty for Bloomy. We're going to see if, more penalties from where that comes from. J-Mac Attack driving very carefully as he was nervous. He was going to get too many penalties. Let's see if we can find out what the caution is for. I'm going to go ahead and say Woozy as he hits the wall here. He's going to let these cars go by. He has raced with us for a couple of races. Clean track in front of Rangers, our current leader. Look at the way he takes these lines, really hugging the curbs, making sure that he does not get any penalty here. But man, sectors 1, 2, and 3 cautions are out. Apexes and acceleration. Justin has left. Let's see if I can kind of hear in on Discord and see if he says anything. Rangers still in the lead. Hawk in second, about 5.2 seconds back. Mayor of Bag City making his way up to 3rd. Look at this battle. Side by side, going through the corners here with Hawk and himself. A little bit of contact, so close. JDM Hawk takes 2nd place. Mayor of Bag City in 3rd. Justin has joined back. We'll see him back at the helm. Poetry in motion. I feel like you should be in the booth with me, Racer. Our leader on to pit road. Lap 9 of 28. It is a scheduled stop. We will have a couple of stops for these drivers. JDM Culture, he is on pit road. Justin, pit road. I want to take a look at the position changes here. Rangers, obviously on pit road. David has gained 7 spots. Gary from Canada, we saw him out there in practice. He has gained 7 spots. Great day for these drivers so far. That puts Mayor of Bag City. He has not gone on to pit lane yet. He will be in our leader right now. JDM Hawk is moving up 9 positions. Fastest lap goes to Hawk with a 1:36.6. Race speed a few seconds slower than what we saw for practice and whatnot. I want to see what we have for tires. We have our first 5 guys on softs. Rangers comes back out from mediums from being on softs earlier on. Same with Culture. Justin. We have Bloomy, Stanton, Flow Dog, all on mediums right now. Only a couple of penalties. I'm actually a little surprised that we're not seeing more penalties. These drivers are doing a great job of keeping that under control right now. Stanton Drums has retired from the session. I don't know if something has happened with him, but we'll see if he can get back on. All right, I want to go through these drivers. Flow Dog sitting P16. We do have a safety car out right now. Lap 9 of 28. This is where it gets tricky, guys. You wouldn't think, but with the safety cars, you do have to keep a certain amount of distance between each other. If you go a little bit over that, they will penalize you. Race Face, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, we had a couple of guys talking about a drive-through penalty that they're facing. That is going to be Flow Dog here. You can see Bloomy out on track. Jacob X99 in 13th. Justin. He left the session. I don't know if disconnected, but he is back here, sitting P12. Dion in 11th. We have Gary in 10th. David in 9th. Well, now that changed. David in 10th. Gary in 9th. Hokey Fan in 8th. JDM Culture in 7th. Rangers in 6th, coming out from pit road. J-Mac Attack in the top 5. Skyline in 4th. JC in 3rd. JDM Hawk in 2nd. And our new leader, Mayor of Bag City, who has won one race so far this season. He heads to pit road along with our top 4 drivers, and I would assume J-Mac Attack will be following them. That will put Rangers back as our leader if he chooses to stay out. You get a penalty. You get a penalty. Trash, what's up? How are you? Yeah, 22 should be really good. These drivers, I'm listening to them. Couple of issues with penalties. Drive-through penalties for these guys. Rangers back on the lead here. Hawkins second, Mayor coming out from pit road. He's going to be 3rd. JC in 4th. Culture in 5th there. Lap 11 of 28. Let me know. Who do you think's gonna win tonight? Will it be Rangers? Will it be Mayor of Bag City? Hawk? Or who's it gonna be? Someone else. It has been a while. I hope you're doing well. Safety car is still out as these drivers make their way through the track. Coming up in Sector 3. We'll see if we go back to green flag soon enough. I got tired of the NASCAR disappointment, so I moved on to F1 game. Yeah. I think that they'll eventually get there, but unfortunately there's so many upset people. It's terrible. I hate it for them, and I hate it for the drivers who want to race out there. Strategy being talked about in Discord, talking about what Rangers is on. Passing some information, saying he is on mediums. He might be able to make it to lap 28. I'll be honest, I don't know if he's going to be able to make it to lap 28. He went in 2-lap old tires. These guys have fresh tires. Hawk, Mayor of Bag City, and so on. It'll be interesting to see. Definitely a lot of strategy talk about for these drivers. Who's on softs? Who's on hards? Mediums? Master Kiko, I wish I had a replay button. I do not know what happened, to be honest. I know Woozy has wrecked. I don't know if that brought out the caution or something else, but I wish they did have replays. That would be amazing. NASCAR games, no good. They do have a new NASCAR game. It had a lot of issues when it came out, so they were fixing it up a little bit, but there's still a lot of like basic features that are missing from it that I hope they get out soon. I don't know that they'll get it out for this game, so a lot of drivers are frustrated. The safety car Taking a while out here. You saw the tires. 1 stops from most of these guys. Justin had 2 stops. Jacob, Dion, Flow Dog had 3 stops after a drive-through penalty. Position changes. Hawk moves up 9 spots, the biggest mover of the race so far. Mayor of Bag City moves up 4 spots. David is going to be the second biggest mover, moving up 8 spots. He likes to not qualify for several of these races, likes to kind of play it out, see what happens. Get a feel for the tires and the track. Not a bad strategy, especially when you can make up that many spots. I want to go through the field. Something happened with one of these drivers. JC out here. I think I heard him over Discord. Not happy with whatever happened at the start. Falls back super hard. Let's see how many position changes. 11 spots. We saw him. He was at the front. Very frustrated over the radio. Rangers in the lead still. JDM Hawk directly behind. All right, we got the leaderboard up. Hawk is about 4 seconds behind. Mayor of Big Bag City, about a second. A little over a second behind. Yeah, something definitely happened to him. Really unfortunate. 22 seconds back. He's got a 3-second time penalty. You know he's got to be struggling turning that thing. Gonna have to make his way onto pit road, which is so unfortunate. Not what he wants to see happen. Flow Dog down 1 lap. Rangers make his way through. Fastest lap 136.3. Absolutely insane. These guys a little well spread out. Mayor of Bag City, you can see him here. He's got the top 2 guys in his sights as he goes through the S's. Listen to the throttle control. Flow Dog with another 3-second penalty. These guys are heading to a pretty sharp left-hand corner here. So many different corners that these guys have to go through. Culture with a 3-second penalty. Bloomy with 6 seconds. Flow Dog with 3. Culture is catching up to Mayor of Bag City. I don't know if he's going to have enough to pass him going through this corner. Definitely not. Let's get the telemetry up, see what these guys are doing. You can see him really sending it into the corners, trying to catch up to Mayor of Bag City. Definitely looking strong out there tonight. Culture always has a great run. I want to see him finish strong tonight, get in the top 3. Hawk! What just happened here? Hawk passes up Rangers, and we missed it, you guys. Ah, man, big F in chat for me. Hawk fastest lap, 135.6. Rangers directly behind him. This is where the competition kicks in, and Rangers is going to chase that rabbit, trying to break down that time, close that gap, and reel him back in. Can he do it? Rangers has been so extremely strong race after race. If anyone can do it, he can. Really sending it into that corner. Still has the control that he needs, coming off strong. Hawk just really getting into those corners really well. Using every last gear that he can. Hard corner right here to the left. If you guys have raced COTA, let me know. This is a wild, wild race. Jacob, he's gonna have a 3-second time penalty. Plenty of time left, but these penalties are starting to stack up. We knew that was gonna happen with the details and the technicality of this track. Just one of those things that you're gonna see. Hawk making his way to lap 16 here. Rangers right behind, kind of falling back, a little surprising here. Hawk super strong. Going through the S's, these guys looking fantastic. Mayor of Bag City. You can see him behind Culture. He's currently sitting P4. We're gonna see if he can't make up some time. Skyland about 8 seconds back. He's got a crew behind him. Hokie fan, Jacob. Both these guys sitting right there. All waiting to get that position. Take a look at Jacob all over the heels of Hokie fan. Trying to keep him at a draft. Trying to keep that momentum going into the corner. Jacob really having to get on the brakes there. Trying to knock it into the back of Hokie fan. Gonna take it wide. Trying to take that move over Hokie fan. Great move by him. See if he can finish that out, making that pass. Unable to do so as he takes it super wide into the corner. Gets a little loose coming off the exit, but holds on to it. What a battle this is going to be for P5, these three guys. David MC just taking a look. He sees these three guys in front of him, knows that he can catch him. He's got J-Mac behind him, Bloomy behind him. Very, very stacked field. These guys fighting for position once again. Skyland gonna fall back. One spot over here, actually 2 spots. Hokie fan takes over 5th. Jacob takes over 6th, and Skyland falls back to 7th. Jacob really trying to hit those lines, trying to make up some time on Hokie. Gets into that corner just beautifully. Corner exit coming off is just amazing. Makes that pass, as you see here. Takes that 5th spot over as they head into the corner here. Great job by him. Hokie looks like he gets a little loose, loses a spot. He falls back. Issue with Hokie fan. Who is that behind him? David? It could be Skyland. We have a ghosted out driver. I'm not sure who that is. Flow Dog is the ghosted out driver. I assume that's because he's down a lap. That's one thing I wish they didn't do. Don't ghost him. Let him race it out. I want to see this. You shouldn't be able to drive through people. Gary from Canada, 3-second time penalty. Hokie fan all over Skyland after getting extremely loose. Loses a spot to him earlier. Skyland gaining a spot, trying to make up that time again. Hawk, 3-second penalty out here. He is still in the lead. 0.7 seconds back, we have Rangers, who had an early lead, started on pole. Did a great job. JDM Culture in 3rd. Rangers going for the pass, makes the move, and he is going to be the new leader. JDM Hawk directly behind these two, just going at it. Wow, wow, wow. Racer, this is crazy. These penalties, though. We saw a couple of position changes at the end of the last race after so many penalties handed out. Tough ending for a few of those guys. Tonight is a night about redemption. Gonna have to keep it consistent. You can see Mayor of Bag City just getting a bird's eye view of what's happening in front of him. Rangers very comfortable out in that lead. Hawk wants it back though. Man, just how these guys go through these S's and handle these turns. I'm in awe. Absolutely beautiful lines. You can see Hawk behind him, really closing in that gap as they go into the corners. The exit Ranger just gets that car moving. Let's go on board with Hawk. Really has to woe it down getting into the corner here. If you watch F1, who is your favorite team? Who do you root for? Who's your favorite team? Who's your favorite driver? They have some really wild races out there. F1 is pretty big. Anyone that isn't Max. Oh man. I know you either, I feel like you either love Max or you hate Max. Same with Lewis. I think those two are the biggest names out there at the moment. Especially after the final season, the final part of last season. Just so much controversy with that. Rangers kind of increasing that gap just a little bit. A tiny, tiny bit. 0.8 out there. Hawk is he's still in the spot where he can make a move to get back to the lead, but he is going to have to run it perfectly. I want to see their lap time, see if we can get that right here. Hawk with 9 position changes. David with 11. That is insane. I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, let's see the lap data here. Okay, we have that. Don't like Lewis. Has nothing to do with him on track. I mean, it's fair enough. Last season F1 was more controversial than this season of NASCAR. Yeah, there was a lot going on in the last season there. What do you guys feel about the show for F1? I think it's Drive to Survive, right? I've watched several of the shows, actually. Sector 3, we do have a caution out. I want to see if we can find out who that is. A lot of controversy in the Discord there. I'm trying to find it. David on to pit road. Man, oh man, I don't know if that was him. I'm not quite sure. Rangers fell back through all of that. Not what, yeah. Rangers did go to pit road. This is going to be his last pit of the day. Virtual safety car is out. Hawk will be our leader. I guarantee a lot of these drivers will be pitting this time. Virtual safety car out, lap 21 of 28. 9 drivers with a penalty of 3 seconds or more. I'm honestly surprised it's not more. These guys are doing a heck of a job trying to keep that under control. J-Mac Attack was nervous that he was going to get quite a few penalties. He has none. That's always a great thing to accomplish when you think that it might go a little worse than it does. JDM Hawk on to pit road. Mayor of Bag City will be the new leader. We are back to green. It looks like Hawk is going to come out 4th. He's on to pit road. Bloomy on pit road. Justin moves up. He is P5. Rangers in 2nd. Mayor of Bag City with a 10-second gap between him and Rangers. I'm really surprised that Mayor did not go in for that. You guys are surprised Rangers win in. I'm surprised Mayor didn't go in after seeing Rangers go in. I want to see here. Yeah, Mayor only with 1 stop. Rangers with 2. Skyline with 1. We know that Skyline, he likes to play the strategy game. Likes to stay out as long as he can. We'll see if that helps these guys. Mayor of Bag City does have a penalty though. Right now that will not affect him, but once Rangers on those new tires, once he catches up, that may be a different story here, and he will catch up on those fresh tires. JDM Culture has a few drivers directly behind him, putting the pressure on. Justin P6. Take a look at this. Rangers just another fastest lap by him, 133.6. Extremely close for him. And as he's putting down those fastest laps, you can see the gap just closing up very quickly. You can see on board with him looking behind. No sign of Rangers just yet, but he is going to appear in that rear view mirror pretty quickly, if I can say that properly. On board with Justin, you can see Culture out in front of him. J-Mac Attack reeling in Justin out there. This is going to be for P6. Rear veer. Words are hard for me. You guys will find that when I stream. Words are hard for me apparently. J-Mac trying to find the best way around Justin. Really takes that corner very well. Making his way through. Justin gonna have to defend that position. Make sure that he runs that absolutely perfectly. And this is a hard track to do that for. Lap 24 of 28. It is coming down to a close here tonight. Jacob is behind them. So extremely close. Rangers, take a look at that gap. Just absolutely close that down to a 3.5 gap. Let's go back up there and take a look. Heading through the S's now. He's got Mayor not too far out in front of him. Nothing in between these drivers. Scary sight for Mayor. You know he's looking in that mirror. All right, guys, who's it gonna be? What are we gonna see? Mayor of Bag City, Rangers. Who's going to be our winner? Will Mayer be able to hold out on these tires? I don't think he's going to be able to hold off Rangers. He's got those fresh tires, already closing that gap even more. Mayer on those old tires, I'm kind of curious if he can even stay out for the rest of the laps. That's going to be the question for me. Can Mayer salvage what he's got right now on the tires that he has? lap-old tires. Skyland on 12 lap-old tires. They're not the only ones on this boat. Justin and J-Mac, they both have stayed out. Yeah, I mean, great point. With the penalty now, Rangers is going to be in the lead if they finish like this. Three-second time penalty. Hokey, 3-second time penalty. Man, oh man. Let's see how Rangers makes his way through. Mayer's not going to give this up. He's going to defend that. Here he is, going to go side by side. Taking over the lead. Rangers back to the lead. Mayer in second place. Now the question is, I know, absolutely the jinx. Will Mayer be able to stay out on the tires that he has? So close. I think he can, but the battle for the win here. Rangers, he's got the fresh tires. It's got to be his. Rangers in the lead. Mayor of Bag City in second. Hawk 10 seconds back. He's going to be in the podium so far. Skyland, he's going to be in fourth. JDM Culture in the top 5. Jacob in 6th. Leaf Justin in 7th. J Mac Attack in 8th. David in 9th. And Hokey going to round out the top 10. So many drivers with 3-second time penalties. Skyland, I'll tell you what, if he continues to close down this gap, he will take over the top 3 spot. Yeah, Mayer, he's gonna have to stay out. I'm curious if he's gonna be able to keep third though. With the tires that they have, let's see what the tires they have. JDM Hawk has newer tires. We'll see how much of a gap he can close for that. You guys, this is gonna be so crazy. Rangers 4-second gap now. He is off and gone. Lap 26 of 28 takes that lead back, and he is moving along. Mayor of Bag City in second with a 3-second time penalty. JDM Hawk in third with a 3-second time penalty. Actually, JDM Hawk is losing time. Very interesting to see here. Let's bring it down to the intervals. He's got to be within 3 seconds to take over that second spot. Skyland in 4th. Culture in 5th. 27 of 28. Rangers making his way through the S's once again. Quite the gap between him and anyone else. JC, I'm heartbroken for him. Had such a strong start. Strong showing in practice, and just tough start for him. I didn't even catch what happened, but at the restart of a safety car, a lot of damage for him. Something happened, and he's been stuck back there tonight. You can see the map. These guys are pretty well spread out. About the same interval between second and third, 5.8 seconds. Kind of crazy how close that is. So far with the distance, these guys will stay in the position that they have. Anything can happen. We still got a little bit of racing left. Rangers getting ready to approach the final lap. Will he stay mistake-free? Take it home tonight. 7-second lead over second place of Mayor of Bag City. And I'll tell you what, this is how the points look. Rangers in first in points. Mayor of Bag City second in points. So wild. Yeah, Skyland really has to push that in order to close that gap a little bit. He's so close, you guys. So extremely close. This is wild. I know, Honeycut. We're not in NASCAR. F1 tonight. And these guys over at COTA, boy, oh boy, what a race. 18 drivers out here. Rangers, just another great race by him. This is round 7. He has already won 5 races. Skyland still, these guys almost the same exact distance between each other. I don't even know how they're doing it. Honeycut, how you doing tonight? Let's go on board with Rangers, just really pushing it. Almost 9-second lead in front of him. Rangers is the winner here tonight at COTA. Fantastic job for him, Mayor of Bag City. Let's get him through the finish line. 9.7 seconds behind Rangers. Takes P2. JDM Hawk crosses the line, P3. Skyland in 4th. I want to see, will we be able to have any position changes? We saw it last week. It's going to be wild to see the scoreboard with the penalties. Man, absolutely crazy. Culture is going to be in 5th. Jacob in 6th. Justin in 7th. Quite a few penalties out there, guys. Mr. Met, how are you? Honeycut. Rangers has won every single race except for one. Except for one. And that was round 2 at Australia. I'll tell you what, he gets crazy and I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how to get these guys in the party. It's not like giving me the option. It did that to me last week. What is this? All right. We will try to invite these guys. I'm gonna invite Justin and make him invite everyone for me. It won't do it. He is fast. Doesn't matter what car you put him in. I say it all the time. Driver of the day, David MC. Very, very nice. He had a great race out here tonight. You see Rangers on up there, celebratory win here. Great job once again to Rangers, and I'm really hoping him to get him in the booth. We'll let him celebrate first. All right. I'm gonna talk to these drivers, tell them to get Rangers in. If anyone can hear me, can you get Rangers and the top 3 guys, Mayor of Bag City and Hawken? I can't invite them. I'll go online so they can see me. Okay, good. Justin, can you get Rangers in here for me? Maybe
Cody, I can extend the low down to 7th this week.
There we go. For some reason, when I view your guys' party now, it will not let me invite anybody. 3-second penalties for quite a few drivers. Pretty wild here. Oops, wrong one. Rangers, we have you in the booth here. Once again, another win, this time at COTA. We saw you going back and forth for a lead change here. Different strategy from some of the other guys. Take us through what your thinking was.
Nothing crazy. The VSCs and the safety cars kind of came out in decent times for me. I knew during that middle stint when I was racing with Hawk there, I knew he was gonna be quicker than me because I had a lap or so on my tires and he was on the softs. But goal was kind of just to stay with him. Maybe he could just drag me along with him, and I mean that's what worked. Saved some ERS and whatnot, and was able to pit. And I know he was gonna have to change to the mediums, so I mean I was gonna have a drastic pace advantage, and but luckily the VSC came out and I got bailed out by it, so it worked out for me.
It definitely did. You did a phenomenal job here once again tonight at COTA. Man, is there a track that you are bad at? Because I don't think there is. I haven't found one that you are bad at yet.
Suzuka. Glad we don't go there. I don't like the place.
What do you think about next week?
Next week will be fun. Fast, tight track. There'll probably be some safety cars and a good passing track. So I mean, starting up front's not the most important thing ever, but it's definitely gonna be some wrecks probably next week.
It's going to be a wild race out there. I can't wait to see it. But for tonight, a huge congratulations to you for your win at COTA.
Appreciate it.
All right, second, we have Mayor of Bag City, a different strategy than the rest of our podium finishers here. You did a great job tonight, tried a different strategy. Take us through how your race went, all the battles that you had. You made up several positions, and you just looked phenomenal out there.
Yeah, I should have started earlier, but that exciting rain qualifying caught me out. I waited just a little bit too long, so I had a slightly wet lap, which kind of made it fun to start P7, but I took good care of my tires early, and I knew I could pull off the one stop. That actual safety car could not have come out at a better lap to allow me to go straight to the mediums, and then I was just patient. I knew everybody else had at least one more stop in them. Would have been fun if that second virtual safety car didn't come out, just because I might have been a little bit bigger gap to Rangers. But in the end, I'm sure he was going to be P1 anyway. So it just felt good to execute my strategy well, take good care of my tires, and safely get home P2. That was really my ceiling for today, and I'm glad that I was able to hit that.
Absolutely. You did a great job doing so. I was surprised that you were able to hold on to the tires as long as you did. How were the tires at the end of the race? Were you having some difficulty with them, or were you just fine?
Oh, I was slip sliding around like it was an ice rink, but I knew if it was a 30-lap race, that strategy wasn't in play. But 28, it was just enough to go soft medium with the qualifying lap, and I just had to not be in too much of a hurry early on in the runs, and just kept really good care of the rubber, so I had enough there to limp her home on lap 28. So it worked out perfectly for me for once with the strategy, and really happy to bring in P2 for the boys and keep me P2 in the title and keep us in the team title hunt.
Absolutely. Congratulations to you on P2. Great run for you tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week.
Oh, it should be fun.
Absolutely. All right, Hawk. Rounding out the podium here with a top 3, did a phenomenal job tonight. You were on a 2-stop strategy also, making up a ton of positions from where you started. How did your race go?
It went great. Just needed to be, just have pace, be patient too. And that rain qualifying really screwed me up. Started from 11th. But yeah, it was fun battling Rangers. I never thought I would that close, but yeah.
It was a fun battle to watch, and I know the rain kind of put a dampen on a couple of guys' strategy, and I know it did for you too, but you've been so strong out here. I have to ask, how do you feel about next week?
Scared.
I don't have a lot of experience there, so I'm excited to see how everyone handles it out there.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to you on a top 3. You did a phenomenal job. Huge position gains for you, and it'll be exciting to see how everyone does next week. But great job in the top 3.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, that is it for us tonight at COTA. Texas was a wild night. A few position changes, a lot of battles throughout the field. A ton of fun. I hope to see you guys next week, the same time, same day, 8 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday here. So tomorrow night, I will be over on the Tractions channel. It will be at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. Come out and watch some IndyCar racing, see how it goes, hang out with me and Pete, and we'll see you guys then. Take it easy.